Warning, this video contains vulgar language which might offend some people. You've been warned. If you don't want to hear this language, click off now.
And you know what? I got out of jail and I tried to start things off on the right foot. And you wouldn't do that, would you? So I'm gonna pay you $100 to fuck off. Leave me alone, just give me my trailer, and fuck off.
Netflix has taken off a lot of shows recently, and with all of them leaving, I had to find a new show. Then, a glimmer of hope appeared. My friend came to me and showed me a different show, one that I had seen on Netflix, but I had never thought in a million years I would watch. It didn't appeal to me, and it didn't really make sense to me. And then I watched a few episodes. Fast forward a few years, and here I am making a tribute to it. So hello everyone, grab some popcorn and a drink. My name is Shmenty, and this is my tribute to Trailer Park Boys.
Julian!
Trailer Park Boys is a mockumentary-style show following a bunch of drunk white trash Canadians in a trailer park called Sunnyvale in Nova Scotia, Canada. It follows three main characters, Ricky, Bubbles, and Julian. They have been best friends since childhood and do everything together. This video is going to break down why the show's so good, some of the memories I have with it, and why I think it created a new form of TV, a new way of the audience being able to interact with the show. Trailer Park Boys is without a doubt one of the best shows of all time, and one of my favorite shows of all time. It's a perfect show. The cast, the plot, the audience, they all perfectly encapsulate the meaning behind the show. But how did it go from a tiny short film to the global phenomenon that it is today? Well, let's dive right in. The comedy of Trailer Park Boys isn't for everyone. I'll be the first to admit that. If you're easily offended, I wouldn't say this show is for you. However, the jokes that this show gave me are some of the best jokes I've ever heard in my life. There's a lot of running gags on the show, like Ricky always asking everyone for a smoke, or Bubbles going around with Conky, or Randy and Leahy's relationship. But my favorite has to be Julian always non-stop carrying his rum and coke around, no matter where they go. Some of my best memories are when they're running from the cops with a trailer full of weed on the back of their truck, and Bubbles sees a cat in the road and flips the truck over trying to make sure that he didn't hit the cat. And Julian emerges with a completely full, unspilled rum and coke in his hand.
We're gonna get away with this, don't worry about it.
There's a helicopter behind us.
Shit, just keep driving. We'll lose in the trees up here or something.
Is that a kitty on the road?
I need a fucking kitty on the road.
Boys, come on, she's gonna blow.
Son of a...
Come on, Ricky.
It's jokes like this, jokes that make you think, wow, these guys actually remember every single thing. There's no plot holes, it's just one big joke. Trailer Park Boys took years to blow up. Not only was it filled with humor that would instantly get it canceled today, but it was only on a small Canadian TV network, so the audience reach was limited. The show was based off a short film directed by Mike Clattenburg, who was the director of Trailer Park Boys until 2008. It was titled One Last Shot. Although the short film didn't get much publicity, it was the first time Rob Wells, who plays Ricky, John Paul Tremblay, who plays Julian, and John Dunsworth, who plays Jim Leahy, worked together. They instantly knew they made a great team and were interested in creating more content together. In 1999, the feature film Trailer Park Boys premiered at the Atlantic Film Festival, and it caught the attention of producer Barry Dunn, who saw the potential for a TV series. Clattenburg and Dunn, along with Wells and Tremblay, worked on a proposal for a 13-episode season of the show, and traveled to Toronto to pitch the show to Comedy Network. After being turned down, they suddenly decided to pitch the show to Showcase Network before returning home to Nova Scotia. Showcase did the unthinkable and decided to give them a one-season commitment, and the rest is history. The team of Trailer Park Boys is incredible. It's a mockumentary-styled TV, much like The Office or Parks and Rec. They work well with each other, enjoying creating the show and putting work on the show. Trailer Park Boys is a lifelong idea. The creators have no want to stop. They said themselves that they would keep going until the audience told them, guys, it's time to pack up. Even when death or hindrances appear, they keep going. They keep persevering, and they're just going to keep doing that until the audience says no. Either way, I'm looking forward to seeing the show in about 20 years. Bubbles was the main difference between the show and the film. Like most shows, he was a breakout character that made audiences fall in love with his innocent nature. And speaking of the characters, let's take a look at what the plot looks like each season. Trailer Park Boys has an episodic plot. That means no matter what episode you watch, it'll make sense to you. You might be a little confused if you haven't seen much of the show, but say you wanted to go straight into the middle of season 4 and jump right in, you could. Each season follows a similar plotline. Ricky and Julian get out of jail, swear they will never ever go back to jail, come up with a plan to make some money, blow the plan up completely out of proportion despite Bubbles' desperate pleas for them to just keep it a low profile, and eventually catch some heat from the cops. The season finale will end with them going to jail and Bubbles either being left alone or attending jail with them. Rinse and repeat for a few seasons, and you've got yourself one of the best shows of all time. Now you might be wondering, who is this show made for? And that's a really good question. I can't really answer that. It's almost like a Native American's spirit journey. You watch a few episodes and you will know if the show's for you. But it took a while for the show to take off. In fact, from this article I found on Looper, they say, in fact, Michael Jackson, who plays Trevor on the show, says that one early fan organized a party to celebrate the show, and the whole cast decided to go. Unfortunately, no one else turned up, and the cast spent the night partying with their one fan. I think this shows what the creators are all about. There's no professional actors, no high-budget sets, just a bunch of guys creating a show for the audience, not just for themselves. John Dunsworth, who plays Jim Leahy, deserves an entire video for himself. This man is one of my favorite actors of all time. He mastered acting drunk on camera. It's so freakishly realistic that when I watched some podcast highlights from the official Trailer Park Boys podcast, and he was actually drinking, I couldn't tell the difference. He's not a billionaire that could buy an acting coach that would teach him how to do that. He figured it out by himself. Dunsworth passed away in 2017, and I hadn't even found the show by then. But when I found out that he had died, I got struck with an emotion that I haven't felt for a lot of celebrities. It hit me like a freight train. It hit me like a member of my family or a really close friend had died. And he was already dead while I was watching the show, and I didn't know until later. Dunsworth was truly an incredible actor and a great friend. And all I can say is, rest in peace, John. Once Trailer Park Boys caught on and started gaining momentum with its audience, oh boy, did it blow up. The show became a king on Netflix and was frequently trending. It got to the point that they got celebrity appearances from people like Snoop Dogg, Jimmy Kimmel, Doug Benson, and Tom Arnold. When I say people adore this show, I'm not lying one bit. I don't know why I love this show. And by that I mean that there's not one thing I can put my finger on. Growing up in a place like I did is difficult because the community isn't really a home, it's too big. But in Sunnyvale Trailer Park, the community is family. The sacrifices that each of the characters make for each other, and the general love spread throughout the community can be felt from the other side of the TV. Leahy and Randy might always seem like they want the boys to go back to jail, but in reality, they love the boys, and the boys love them. They're one big family that just like messing around and know that at the end of the day, they're all there for each other. This sense of home that it gives is really nice and feels really wholesome. I think it made a lot of people fall in love with the show. A lot of people that grew up in a place like I did where they don't have a community like that. A lot of people that feel lonely and they get involved with a family like this A family like the people in The Office, a family like Parks and Rec, and they fall in love with these TV shows, just like I did. There's another quote in the Looper article on Trailer Park Boys that I think breaks down this show perfectly. They say, while the show takes place in different locations, the true home of Trailer Park Boys is wherever the boys are present. Similar to real life, home can be a physical place, but it's also one where people feel most comfortable and loved, with their best friends, loved ones, or a makeshift family. My friend showed me this show, and got me hooked into the best family I could have ever found. Whether you're hitting a joint right now, drowning in liquor, or eating cheeseburgers, we're all family because of this show, and we're all together. Let me know in the comments below if you like this video, and if you would like to see another part 2 to this video where I go more in depth on some details that I skimmed over here. If you've never watched this show before, you've got to go check it out. I'm practically begging you. Who knows, maybe you'll make a tribute to it someday in the future. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Shmenty, and I'll see you in the next one.